Всем привет, с вами Остап, и сегодня мы с вами продолжаем играть в Getting Over It. Короче, у меня снова, слетела запись. Да. Потому что, типа, нету места. Меня это бесит. Да стой ты! ПЖ! Это с модами, которая у меня когда-то выходила, если вы помните. И я ее отменил. Я там всякую трэш начал происходить, вообще ничего не обновляется вообще. Это вот Стеллаунза началось. Оно вообще забагалось. Ничего не обновляется вообще. Ты вот ничего тоже понадоели моды. А тут сериалы. Тихо. Сейчас хотя бы запишу. Стой, ПВ! Сапка решила улететь туда. И вообще до фонаря что происходит? И вообще до фонаря. И вообще на все до фонаря. Это, короче, я буду давать в этом ролике советы для новичков. Вы сюда дошли, вставайте до края до ковальды. А со шляпкой просто вставайте в том месте, когда я секунду упаду. Смогу. Короче, просто вставайте все вот так вот на одном из камушков и отталкивайтесь. И вас так должно выйти. Я обычно так выходил. Мы могли, в принципе, увидеть. Когда я выходил, у меня шляпкой, липкой. Видите, как я стал, в принципе, сколько проходить эту игру. Она ведь я знаю уже все в этой игре. Я знаю, что это.
You and I. It's not ambition. It's ambition's opposite. An obdurate mission to taste defeat. You'll feel bad if you win, so I put this snake in for you.
Все. Видите, как это легко сделать? Как еще легче сделать, короче, ставите на ведро, ставите свой молот посередине, ну, то есть около конца ведра.
Have you thought about who you are in this?
Он, короче, на
Are you the man in the
серединке.
pot?
И... А что за разрешение?
Diogenes. Are you his hand? Are you the top of his hammer?
И потом раскачиваетесь.
I think not. Where your hand moves, the hammer may not follow, nor the man, nor the man's hand. And this here is will, his intent, the embodied resolve in his uphill ascent.
Да стой ты! Пошли назад. Ну вообще. Если честно, вот это вот игра, это очень бесячий момент. Он на нее ты, минуту целую. И да, вообще до фонаря, что некоторые тратят полчаса. Там просто нужно, короче, махать мозгой как бес. И это приведет тебя к успеху.
Now, you've
Я
conquered
вообще
the
не
ice
знаю,
cliff,
как это
the platforms,
проходить.
the church, and the rectory,
Я просто на одном
the living
махаю.
room and the factory, the playground, the construction site, the granite rocks, and the lakeside.
Так, стоп.
You've learned to hike. There's no way left to go but up, and in a moment I'll shut up. But let me say, I'm glad you came.
Я тоже рад. Ой, ну пожалуйста. Отпусти. Я помыслил сейчас. Что мы сейчас будем проходить этот момент. Ну, слава богу, все. Мы уже в космосе летаем. А космос это финальная точка уже. Ты... Там был метеор, блин, ты куда?
I dedicate this game to you,
Ага,
the one who
спасибо.
came this far.
Да нет, нет, нет.
I give it to you with all my love.
Куда? Нет. Надеюсь, он летит в сторону метеорика. Да. Всё. Я могу оттолкнуться. Да. Все, я прошел. Ты 37-я победа. Да? Да, ничего, сюда посмотрим. Только что у нее так мало длится, 6 минут, блин. Ну все равно. Мой молот и Бочиняков еще повысился. На следующий год. Не, ну реально золотой. Заметьте. Он стал хорошо сиять.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over.
Согласитесь, так
If you
блин,
deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red, but it came
Наверное,
up.
реально плюс.
If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped the food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
Вот бьемся стенку об стенку.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this
Какой-то
trip.
спазм у меня.
I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress always, even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002 called Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. That act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree. A lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method, or the correct equipment, or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real. The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past a new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them. And it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. Oh.
Какая же тут прямая линия, блин.
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas.
Она такая всегда.
And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas.
Всем пока.